So many challenges in our lives. Every day we keep on fighting the our natural problems, some family problems, some business problems. So again, it is a thought wherein we understand it as a problem. It's a way of life, I would say. So don't be thinking on the negative aspect of any challenge which is coming. Let us treat it as a challenge and let us find a solution to it. Hi, my name is Alok. I'm father of two boys, nine trees, husband to one of the most beautiful princes of the world. I'm an engineer, an mentor, traveler, author, blogger, podcaster, a parenting expert, and a business enthusiast for the last 20 years. And I'm here helping all the business owners, either they're aspiring or existing, to build their business, scale up their businesses, and grow, become time independent. So today I have a very special topic regarding the challenges which we face all across in our lives, in our businesses, right? So, what do you mean by a business challenge? Hi, what do you mean by business challenge? What are the top five business challenges and how to overcome those challenges? These are the three topics which I'm going to cover in today's live show. So, let's talk about any challenge. So I normally talk about Newton's principles of inertia, wherein he says that every object, living or dead, wants to remain its in original position unless and until some external force is applied to it. Right. So we all are human beings. We all are doing something, and when we are doing something, we are very comfortable doing something in a similar way. But whenever there is a change required, we are at that time not comfortable adapting the changes, right? And that is where we say that there's a challenge. So, in other words, if I say we human beings also want to be in the inertia, we want to do things which have been doing in the past and we don't want to change. When it comes to change, it's a problem. So, we take it as a problem. Although it's not a problem, it's an opportunity to learn more things. Similar case goes with business. So, business, starting a business is okay, but to sustain and grow a business is not an easy task. So, starting a business is a significant achievement of many entrepreneurs, for many entrepreneurs, but maintaining this business and scaling up is really a large challenge. So, there are many common challenges, such as, you know, hiring the right kind of a people, hiring, building a brand, then developing a customer base, uh, and there's so many other things as well, how to find a product and service, how to create a great experience for your customers, how to keep on doing all those things. So when you start doing it, you'll be having lots of challenges all across, right? So now you understand what I'm talking about, the challenges. Now let's talk about the top 5 challenges which a small business normally face, and it is applicable to bigger businesses as well, but primarily the small and medium enterprise people do they face this kind of a challenges, right? So let's move ahead and let's talk about those 5 major challenges which a small and medium enterprise normally faces. Number 1 is client dependence. So if a single client makes up more than half of your income, you are more independent contractor rather than being a business owner. Understand my point, right? So diversifying your client base is a vital item to growing a business, but it can be difficult. It's not easy, especially when the client in question pays well, right, and is on time. So you definitely are comfortable working with one or two such clients wherein you have a surety of your business and money in time. But having a client willing to pay on time for a product or service is god sent for many small businesses, but you don't have to stick to that only. So unfortunately, this can result in a long term handicap, because even if you have employees and so on, you may still be acting as a subcontractor for a more significant business. So this arrangement allows the client to avoid the risk of adding payroll in an area where the work may dry up at any time, and all of that risk is transferred from the larger company to you and your employees. So this arrangement can work if your main client has a consistent need for your product and service. If there is some glitch at your client, you are gone. So that is one of the major challenge which normally the small and medium enterprise face. Let's come to number 2, which is money management. So, having enough cash to cover the bills is a must for any business. You must be paying to employees. There are a number of expenses which you need to pay, but it is also necessary for every individual, the money. So, whether your business or your life, one will likely emerge as a capital drain that puts pressure on the other. So, to avoid this problem, small business owners must either be heavily capitalized, which is very rare, or pick up some extra income to shore up cash reserves when needed. So, this is why many small businesses start with the founders working a job and building a business simultaneously. So while this split focus, because you are working somewhere and you are also putting your energy in doing a business, this split focus and can, this can be very challenging to grow a business. So running out of cash makes growing a business impossible. So money management becomes even more important when cash is flowing into the business. Although handling business accounting and taxation may be within the capability of most business owners, but professional help is required at times, and depending upon the government statutory requirements, you may be hiring a CA wherein you need to pay them, right? So getting an assistant, or a bookkeeping guy or accountant, something like that can become reasonably good for you not to spend more money on it, right? Let's come to the third point, which is fatigue. So the hours, the work, and the constant pressure to perform every time wear on even the most passionate individuals, because you have a lot of pressure, right? So many business owners, even successful ones, get stuck working much longer hours, and even their employees do the same. So moreover, they fear their businesses will stall in their absence. So they avoid taking any time away from work to recharge themselves, right? So that is why they get fatigue. So fatigue can lead to rash decisions about the business, including the desire to abandon it altogether. So finding a pace that keeps the business humming without grinding down the owner is a challenge that comes early in the evolution of a small business. So it is obviously generally better for a business to have a diversified client base to pick up the slack, where any client says quit or stops paying or something like that, right? So fatigue is the third major challenge. Fourth is the founder dependence. So if you get hit by a car, is your business still producing income the same day, the next day? A business that can't operate without its founder is a business with a deadline, right? So many businesses suffer from founder dependence, right? I'm sorry. And it is often caused by the founder being unable to let go of certain decisions and responsibilities as the business grows. So the decision is centralized to the founder only, and he is the one guy who is taking all decisions, getting into all the steps of businesses. So in theory, meeting this challenge is easy, but a business owner merely has to give over more control to employees or partners. In practice, however, it is a significant stumbling block for founders, because it usually involves compromising on the quality of work being done until the person doing the work learns the ropes, right? So, growth should never be the enemy of quality, and a small business primarily needs both of these things, right? Now comes the fifth point, which is balancing quality and growth. So, even when a business is not founder dependent, there comes a time when the issues from growth seem to match or even outweigh the benefits. So, whether a service or a product, at some point, a business must sacrifice to scale up. This means not being able to personally manage every client relationship or not inspecting every widget. Unfortunately, it is usually that level of personal engagement and attention to detail that makes a business successful. Therefore, many small businesses and the owners find themselves tied to these habits to the detriment to their development. There is a large middle ground between shoddy work and an unhealthy obsession with the quality. So it is up to the business owner to navigate its process towards a compromise that allows growth without hurting the brand. So these were the five challenges I was talking about. Now, Thank you, Aditya. Now I'd be like to, tell you how you can overcome these challenges. So challenges would be there everywhere, and you know that every problem comes with a solution. So there are challenges, there are solutions. Now I'll be talking about the solution. Some few tips in which I'll be talking about the ways to overcome the obstacles that is killing your business, right? So first of all, listen to your gut when it comes to people, right? We all have a built-in radar that tells us when we are about to make a mistake involving people, but we often choose not to heed that signal. So researchers have shown that 1 in 4 startup fails, and one of the major causes is managerial incompetence. So you must be qualified enough, but again, when it comes to a managerial competence, nobody can judge you on your competence, because there's so many things which you need to do, right? So choosing the right people, especially the right co-founder. Some entrepreneurs end up picking a co-founder based on friendship, or even having been, like-minded buddies working together in the past. So in the excitement of starting a new venture, people, or you may ignore the feeling in your gut that tells you that the person you are about to pick doesn't have the managerial competition for this next step. This may lack execution skills, or they may be weak or strategic thinking. So instead of bolstering your weaknesses, they compound them. So don't let this be an obstacle to your success. This is one of the solutions which you can avoid, which is making your business more challenging. Then next point is make frugality a company value. So living too high for the business is another cause for failure cited in all the researchers. So that's one obstacle you can easily avoid, correct? So it's not uncommon to witness a startup that gets some kind of a funding and begins to spend like a Fortune 500 company. Startup gets some money, and I have seen different businesses where people have got funded, and they have, like, as rightly said, they start spending like Fortune 500 companies, and they don't keep a track of their finances, right? So euphoria and the thrill of the win replace common sense. We all recall the famous 1993 shrimp and Winnie's, if you must be knowing it, memo sent to all Microsoft employees asking them to be frugal with the company money to order Winnie's, for example, not shrimp. When the company pays the bill, it asked employees to think to Microsoft as the biggest small company in the world. So keeping the small company mentality is a good advice, not only for starters, for all the big companies. Keep yourself low. Don't live too high. Don't live too luxurious, because you are in the initial phases of growing. If you don't have a control over that, you'll be somewhere creating problems for yourself. Right. Coming to the next point, which is know the perils of emotional pricing. So you have a product and a service, you must be having a price for it. So one of the challenges small business owners often face is having the right pricing strategy for their product and services. Sometimes our emotions dictate the price we charge. For example, we may fear that we lose the sale, and we start charging too little, thereby continually lowering our profit margins. So if you lower your profit margins, how are you going to survive? So this can create different kind of obstacles down the road. So emotional pricing can also result from a feeling of pride, where one consultant called the joy of the hunt, getting the contract at any cost and feeling good that you beat the competition. That is one way of thinking. On closer analysis, if you see, this is a hollow win. Price with your head, not your heart. So know what your costs are, and then keep your ear to the ground regarding your competition, and periodically then re-evaluate your pricing, so that you do not get into loss kind of a scenario, right? Next point is be willing to abandon what doesn't work. So you must be working on different strategies, different plans, and some products or services you include in the business might not work. That's okay. We tend to fail and fall in love with our own products and services, and find it hard at times to let something go. We want to keep it hold to ourselves. We don't want it to go. So it's almost as we develop blinders that prevent us from seeing what is very clear to the outsiders, but not to us. So if you're going to play any kind of a game, you need to know when to fold the cards and when to quit. right? So imagine this situation when something is not working for your business, you should start immediately omitting it, or you should abandon, go to the next plan. That is what you should be doing. So increase your concentration, which is working, what is working. That will allow you to apply the intensity of a laser focus on the right target. Next point is replace old strategies. So as I said, the business is very dynamic. The old strategies may get, you know, abundant, and should be, depending upon the market scenario, replaced with the new ones. So that kind of an obstacle becomes a habit because we don't want to replace our strategies, right? So that you need to take care of it. Next is the, you we call it the Panama Canal in your business. So what is your Panama Canal in your business? So there was a research which was done over more than 800 entrepreneurs from 30 different countries, and it was asked that what is the Panama Canal in your business? Meaning, if you could eliminate one big obstacle in your business that would allow you to grow exponentially, what would it be, right? So you must be knowing what the Panama Canal is. Panama Canal is a canal wherein there was a place where that canal was, till the time the canal was meant, the ship had to move a long distance. When this Panama Canal started, it saved ships months of travel around Cape Horn and generated billion of trade dollars, right? So that kind of a thing which you can, you know, avoid doing it, or once you avoid that kind of a big obstacle, your business transaction and business growth would be smooth. So find out that one Panama Canal, one particular obstacle which is stopping your more. If you are able to find that, then your work is done, right? Number Next is don't distance yourself from the sales function. Normally what happens is a founder or a co-founder start something with some ideation, and they get into the sales process and other services process, you know, uh, the entire business process, I would say, and slowly and steadily they move out of from there. That is a wrong practice. You should, as a founder, as a business owner, you have to keep yourself intact with the sales functions, right? So if you don't have your inputs for the sales function, somewhere you'll be moving out, and it will lead to a business, downfall, I would say. So don't do this. And last but not the least, stick to the knitting, wherein we say that simplify and stay focused on what you know and what you can do the best. In other words, stick to the knitting, right? If you know to knit, you should be sticking to that only. So there are different research wherein it says that startups die of indigestion, not starvation, right? When I say indigestion, that means that you put in so many things inside your stomach and you die because of that. It's not because that you don't have, because you try to do so many things parallelly. And as a business owner, you definitely would be having some, you know uh, limitations to the resources, and you try to do it on your own. So the reason of dying is not starvation, it is indigestion, mind it. So these were all the points which I wanted to share with you. So guys, thank you Mega, thank you Anamika, Advitiye. So this business challenges and the top business uh, challenges which I talked about, and the methods how you can simplify your business makes your life as a business owner simpler. So try to understand and implement all these things, because these are not theory. These are all implemented over more than 800 and 1000 entrepreneurs, business owners across the globe, which the research paper I used to contribute and I used to read, and then I make this kind of a topic and speak to you. So thank you all for being live with me, and looking forward for a different topic altogether in my next topic. Till the time, I hope you like this topic. Do give your comments, like, subscribe, whatever you want, and keep asking me questions related to business, because it's a day in, day out thing which I'm doing, and I'm helping all kinds of business entrepreneurs, especially who are stuck somewhere in between and not able to upskill and grow. So, thank you so much. Looking forward to see you in my another topic. Thank you so much. Bye bye.